Are you ready to take your yogic journey to the next level? If you wanna practice yoga like a professional, like a dedicated yogini, then I have good news for you. You can practice asanas perfectly, maybe even the dancer's pose, which is known as Lord of the Dance, Nataraj asana, which is actually this statue here. We will talk in a moment more about Shiva Nataraj, the Lord of the Dance. You might be able to practice the dancer's pose perfectly. But if you don't master the yoga in daily life, it is not really a full-fledged yogic expression. Because as yogis and yoginis, we aspire to embody this ancient wisdom not only on the mat, but also off the mat. To practice the yoga in daily life is a crucial element of the yogic path. Frequently, people reduce yoga to asana. We go to a yoga studio, we take a yoga class, and then we assume that yoga and the postures known as asana are one and the same. That yoga means asana. No, as many of you also might know, yoga means union. The unification, the unity of body, mind, and soul or spirit. And we don't really know what soul and spirit means exactly, but the union, the balance, the yoking together the different ingredients of life, integrating the different parts. And that is the theme not only of this podcast, but of this podcast series. The theme of this month in the Akasha Yoga Academy is integration. So we aspire to integrate yoga in daily life. And this Spirit of Yoga podcast episode series is dedicated to this heartfelt embodiment of yoga, to the living wisdom, this wisdom in motion as it flows through every movement of the yogini's life. And as mentioned, the statue of Shiva Nataraj is a way of that embodiment. It symbolizes the connection between heaven and earth. This sacred dance of Nataraja, the dance lord. Nata means dance, Raja means royal. The symbol of Nataraja, of this royal dance, is to combine the heavens, meaning the transcendent world of nirvana, to combine and integrate nirvana and samsara, the transcendent world beyond and the immanent world down on earth. So embodying the divine values in our life and connecting, bridging in this fiery dance. These are actually symbolizing flames here. In this fiery, intense dance, we need to balance, like in the dancer's pose, on one leg, standing on one leg. The multiple arms can be seen as an expression, the arms in different position. It's a moving pose. In the statue, we express that it's not just a static sitting, fixed, but it's a flow. There's a dance. The arms are in different positions. It's a sacred dance of unity in diversity. Finding the oneness in the duality and multiplicity of life. Discovering the sacred beauty in manifestation. And this is actually what I have here behind me, the perfection of nature. Maybe you can see between my body and Shiva Nataraj the banana bunch, which here in the lush, abundant tropical surroundings of Bali, it's just growing randomly in our garden. Some 5 meters, 15 feet above the ground where our deck is hovering here, the fruition of the fertile volcanic soil is bringing about these wonderful bananas. And they're not decoration, they're just growing them. I'm looking forward to harvest them rather sooner than later and eat them once they turn from green to yellow. And then when we eat fruit, we will more and more notice how sweet that divine dance can be. How the sacred perfection of nature shows us this divine alignment, this balance, not only between heaven and earth, but also between all the other ingredients on earth. Because in this dance of embodiment, we can be confronted with various challenges. And in my 27 years of exploring the art of living, I definitely had my fair share of challenges. And not just in the past, but still get served a plate of challenges each and every day. So it's not always easy to stay balanced. The yogic path is not just about dancing and eating bananas. It is about staying centered in the eye of the storm. Integrating yoga in daily life, among many other things, means to cultivate this stable awareness, to be balanced, grounded, standing with both feet firmly rooted on the ground, while at the same time being with a head up in the clouds. But both, integrating both elements, not just head up in the clouds, being a lunatic, up in the moons, not just disconnected and fluffy, not just an alternative woo-woo hippie, having altered states of consciousness while being connected and embodied and staying down to earth in these mundane life circumstances. So both feet rooted firmly in the ground, in Mother Earth. Pachamama is the Latin American term for it. Prithvi Tattva is the Indian word for the earth element. In Bali here, called Ibu Prithvi. Ibu means mother, earth. So this embodied, down to earth aspect of the spiritual life, sometimes also called with the headline of Gaia, the fertile, nourishing, nurturing, feminine force. So being connected with both feet on the ground, hopefully you sometimes walk barefooted, at least in the summer season, to connect to Mother Earth directly, to these telluric energies, these earth energies, get nurtured and nourished with this fundamental vitality, this life force coming from the planet which carries us, nourishes us. So with both feet rooted in the ground, yet not stuck and heavy, counterbalancing that earthiness with the lightness, the clarity, the uplifting, subtle beauty of elevated and altered states of consciousness. So, going beyond the limitations of manifestation, going beyond all this heavy, contracted, limited, and in a way physical aspect of reality, and becoming more subtle, more refined, elevating our state of being, and knowing in meditations as well as energy practices to raise the energy, sublimating, bringing the energies from the lower to the higher chakras, and connecting to the refined and subtle and celestial realms of being. And going even beyond any energy into the purity and stillness of pure existence, transcending all duality, overcoming any need to integrate this and that, and reside in absorption, resting in stillness, beyond body and mind, even beyond the duality of heaven and earth. Just being radically present wherever we're at. Whatever dance might be unfolding through this body, whatever energy might be flowing in this being, whatever altered state or lower state might arise, being radically present and aware of whatever arises. That is the state of yogic awakening.